Thomson picks off the pass. David Thomson works in. Between the legs, he scores! David Thomson with a highlight reel goal, and it's 8-3 for the Varsity Blues.
So I still think there is a little bit of a stigma, and I think in the hockey world it's something that I don't want my teammates feeling bad for me.
We used to call him the Michelin Man because they're so tiny and they're trying to skate like this. And so yeah, he started, I think he was about 4, and it was like the Timbits hockey.
Hi, I'm David Thomson, number 13, assistant captain of Varsity Blues. I have a lot of happy memories from starting out in the game and playing summer tournaments and just like I said, kind of the typical Canadian upbringing.
It's interesting because we've always said with David, his journey has never been easy with anything. Not with school, he's always had to work extra hard.
Any kid in Southern Ontario, that's your dream, is to play in the OHL. You win a Memorial Cup and then you go to the NHL. So it was tough because it just kind of feels like not your career's over, but it's well, now I got to alter my route to get to where I want to be, right? It was good. It was different. I had to drive basically 45 minutes a day just to go there because I wasn't going to bill it in Burlington from Vaughan. It just didn't make sense. So, but it was great. I got to go in and play right away as a 17-year-old.
He had to go. Again, it was another part of his journey. That's kind of our tag in our family is trust the journey.
The first week or so was an adjustment for sure. I think overall, the life differences in the South compared to Ontario was a little bit of a culture shock too.
His ice rink was on the beach in Texas, so it really wasn't that difficult. But no, it was difficult. But he did well. He did well the first year, and he enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it because he was happy and he was thriving.
First exhibition game I play, I wasn't even actually supposed to play that exhibition game, but there was a Division I school coming to watch me specifically, and so I went in and played the game, and it was kind of a nothing play, but it was on a back check. I go to make a hit, the guy cuts the net, losing an edge, and it's kind of football injury where he kind of takes my knee out at the side.
An exhibition game, a decision. He tore his ACL, and we didn't know the extent, how bad it was until I got the call from his coach.
I can't even explain it. It was just, it's hard to talk about.
That was hard. That was probably, as a mother, the hardest thing to see your child go through.
I go to see the surgeon in Toronto, and he, again, tells me, your season's done.
So we all held it together in the room. We walk into the elevator, I turn around, he walks in. We
both just started crying, and I basically just fell in her arms. I was like a little baby again, basically. It was hard to hear that. Basically, in my mind, I felt like, oh, your dream's done.
And he said, okay. He said, this is it. I'm giving us this day. We can, pity party all we want today, but starting tomorrow, we start working on recovery and moving forward. And then that's what he did, and so that's what we did.
I kind of always had U of T in mind. For me, my grandfather played football here, so I was always something, I knew how good the school was academically.
If he was going to play in Canada, he'd want to play at U of T.
I visited all the the gym, the Gold Ring, came to the rink, saw the campus, met the coaches, found out kind of what they thought, where they thought I would stand in the lineup, and how they wanted me to play, and everything just aligned, and I basically would have committed to him on the spot, but I'm I should probably go talk to my parents first, and they were like, yeah, you got it. So I think it's something where people feel he has to act. You have to act a certain way for you to be dealing with mental health issues. I feel in this room I'm a pretty happy guy. I think most guys wouldn't think that I'd be dealing with things like that.
As I'm sure every 20-year-old that has gone through these last 2 years has felt, but I saw it really bad in the beginning of this year, because I think the reality sunk in that I'm not going to play hockey again this whole year, and he's still got his plan and his dream and what he wants to pursue. And it was hard. It was hard to see him like that in January and February. I think
I honestly thought about quitting hockey at like 15, during my draft year of the OHL. I don't know what it was. It was something where I felt like something's got to be like chemically wrong with me, like to where I just get like these really dark, sad moments where I just can't, like it feels like I'm like a sandbag and I just can't move from a chair. Like if I'm lying down, I can't move from like my bed. It's just like you almost feel like restricted down. At least that's how I felt like I've dealt with my depression. I just it just becomes too much to like overcome in those moments.
Earlier this year, in the summer, we were hanging out, and a lot of I think it was just like a perfect storm with like the pandemic that was going on, missing hockey. It was just a lot of stuff was going on. I think we were just driving in the car one day, and we kind of just had like a heart to heart. I was going through some things at the time, he was too, and we kind of just opened up, and it was amazing how much better I felt afterwards, and I think how much better he felt afterwards. And just knowing that someone you care for, has been going through like so much, it hurts you as a friend. Like I consider him a brother and family, and so to hear what he's gone through and how much he's been hurting, it hurt me. But I'm glad that he's opening up and he's trying to get the help that he needs, and I think it's a great thing for both him and me.
It was nice because I feel like there's a lot of things that I just keep bottled up. I don't tell a lot of people about. I think having him has been a little bit of a relief of pressure, and just not feeling so to myself. It's somebody I can go to and talk to about just about anything, really.
I would talk to David sometimes, and he'd tell me, oh yeah, I didn't get a good night's sleep last night, or I'm having a tough time. But it was hard for me to understand exactly what he was going through, and I wish I could have helped more back then, but I'm glad that I can be here for him now.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, don't be afraid to speak up and seek out help. There's lots of avenues out there. I've done it. It's actually the reason I picked my major. I'm in psychology for that reason.
But you need to talk about it. You might not be ready now. Maybe write it down in a book. I find that helps. Try to get it out of your head, because the longer it sits in your head and the longer it's in there just manifesting, it's just going to make it worse and worse and worse.
It's okay, and that there's help out there, and you don't have to be in this darkness for your whole life, basically.